Where is the fucking live button? Shit. I'm live, I think. All right, let's click off of Facebook. Alrighty. So wait, hold on. Oh, fuck, where's my goddamn script? God, I quit smoke. Oh wait, gotta quit swearing so much. All right. So first of all, before we dive into the meat of the video, I want to do a quick word from my sponsor, Views Vaping. You know, it used to be that I was a pathetic loser that never got laid. Then I started vaping. Now, I just inhale this vape right here. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I inhale this vape. I just let it breathe in my lungs. And it helps me momentarily forget that I'm a dork with a tiny penis. Views Vaping Supplies. Available at Come and Goes and other convenience stores and meth labs and crack houses across America. Views Vaping. Yeah, I'm being sarcastic. I spent $12 on this piece of shit right here. Doesn't even work, so suck a dick, Views. Views Vaping. Anyway, so if you read the title, you know what I'm going to talk about tonight, which is economics. And economics is actually a favorite topic of mine because, like, unlike like the hard sciences, I think like there's enough basic principles there to kind of learn enough about it to where you can form a cohesive opinion and make a cohesive argument, because it's about the exchange of money, the marketplace. And I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I like to think that I've looked into it enough to the point where, like, yeah, I hopefully I make some good points tonight. And at least if you don't agree with me, you kind of understand the logic of what I'm saying. And I want to also talk about like where I'm coming from politically, because like you're gonna watch this video and you're gonna think maybe I'm some arch right winger, and that's kind of true, but not really. Um, so when I was a kid in 2008, Ron Paul ran for president, and I was really big into him because he was a badass. He was really anti-war. He was like all doing all those debates, and people were shouting at him and booing him. He was saying like all this shit that I've never heard a Republican say before. Like you can legalize weed and be a Republican. You can be a Republican and not support unnecessary wars. And I actually got a book signed by him once. And it was pretty cool. I met him. She shook his hand. I'm sure he remembers that as well as I do. LOL. And I've kind of I've migrated away from that because I think that there's a big flaw in like in any kind of thinking, and I think like the big flaw in like conservative libertarian thinking is the idea that capitalism is anything more than a tool. I think that capitalism is a tool that enriches people's lives. Certainly, I think that there's a lot of good that comes from, the exchange of goods and services. And I think it does elevate people. But I think, like anything, there's flaws, and I think that I'm probably more populist, if that's the right term, than the Republican Party is today. I took a political quiz a few months ago, and I got the label economically skeptical Republican. And I like that. I like that term, Anyway, so the main reason for me posting, and I just want to say before I go into what I'm saying is that hopefully if you disagree with me, I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. Leave a comment and let's start a dialogue. No, I'm just fucking with you, dude. I'm trying to build a brand here. If you expose me as a half-wit, that just is not good for me and what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to delete that fucking shit. Nah, just maybe half kidding. So no, I'm going to kind of attack like Bernie Bros a little bit, I guess. That sort of line of thinking, like that kind of hardcore, like socialist thinking. And first of all, I want to say like that I like where your heart's at. I don't hate you. Like I think that there's a difference between being misguided and being evil. And I feel like, and I'm not trying to paint everybody with a broad brush. If you're watching me and you kind of support Bernie Sanders or call yourself a socialist. I'm not saying that I'm trying to speak for you or that that you guys are all a monolith. But yeah, I don't necessarily strictly agree with all the principles that you espouse. And like what really inspired this video was this meme. Okay, so I'm gonna read the meme. Okay, how about this? No more billionaires. None. After you reach 99 million, every red cent goes to schools and healthcare. You get a trophy that says, I won capitalism, and we name a dog park after you. Okay, so first of all, that would be nice. I guess if you live in La La Land or some shit. But if you live here in the United States of America, the idea that all that money would go to schools and healthcare and not bullets, more bullets, and building a drone that could fuck you in the ass right before it shoots you or blows you up. Guess drones don't shoot you. Wow. Anyway, yeah, whatever. You know, schools and healthcare. Yeah, have fun with that, buddy. But here's the idea that I don't agree with. And here's where I first want to say, like, I understand why he's saying this, you know, because there is a problem with billionaires in this country not paying their fair share. You know, like have enough money to where they can cheat the tax system. They've created loopholes, and there's a problem with wealth inequality. They don't pay what they're supposed to pay, and I'm all for that. You know, I'm all for billionaires paying what they're supposed to pay. I'm all for a progressive tax even. I think if you've earned more, you should pay more. That makes perfect sense. And I also think that like having a safety net is a good thing. You know, helping poor people with some basic needs is a great thing because I think that if you provide some money for food or health care or whatever the need may be, that's money that they can the money that they have, they can spend on buying shoes or going to the movies. That money goes back into the economy. You know, and yeah, so I'm all for helping people to a certain degree. But what I hate is this idea that, like, if provided that they do not cheat the tax system, right? And that they do pay what they're supposed to pay, that all of a sudden you can just take money away from them. Like, if you're not comfortable with how much they have. I think that that's theft. That's absolutely theft, and that's absolutely unfair because it's like, no one's born a billionaire. Like you might be born into a billionaire family in certain cases, but if you're a billionaire, you've created something of a massive good to society, and it's a good that people are still using. You know, and the idea that like you don't deserve that, I don't agree. Again, provided that you do pay into the system, you know. And also it's this idea of I always hear this term whenever I talk about this of why do you need why do they need that much money? Why do they need this? Or what, like, you know, and my argument against that